Welcome to More Patience, More Impact, More Income, the podcast for real holistic medical practitioners who want to grow their high-impact, high-income practice without selling out. And now, here's your host, Chris Axelrad.
I'm going to talk a little today about why I hammer so relentlessly on mindset in both in the training that I give to other practitioners and really in my own life. We talk about this concept of karma, and karma is really, it's so misinterpreted and so misappropriated in terms of its true meaning, because what's happened is we've taken karma and we've superimposed our idea of Santa Claus onto it. In other words, there's this being called karma that rewards us for being nice and punishes us for being naughty. Nothing could be further from the truth. Karma is actually just momentum. Karma is actually, in a sense, it's an echo. It's the echo of the transmission that you're putting out into the world. And at the end of the day, that echo, that transmission, that momentum is agnostic. It doesn't really have any judgment embedded within it. It's simply that you're going to, as they say, reap what you sow. So the deeper meaning of that is that the long-term results that you see in your life are a direct result of the momentum that you're generating on a daily basis. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if you're not consistent, and if you're not focused, and if you're not able to sustain yourself in a certain frame and within a certain direction, in a certain set of goals, then you can't expect the results that you see coming to being to be anything remotely consistent or as you envision them. So not having a clear vision, not having a very specific and clear vision of what it is that you want is one of the most critical ways that people sabotage themselves, because they're not able to generate the momentum. And without that momentum, things just break down. I mean, imagine a television station or a radio station that, would some days broadcast their signal at, I don't know the measurements of radio signals, but let's just say the scale is 1 to 100, and 100 is the strongest signal you can possibly broadcast, and 0 is obviously no signal. And let's say this radio station one day is broadcasting at 80. Really nice, strong broadcast. They can be heard by a bunch of people. The next day, let's just put it at 20. And so most of their audience can barely hear them, can't understand what they're saying. And there's no consistency. Just every day, you don't know if you're going, which radio station you're going to be able to hear, right? And it's the same thing with our minds. If we are sending these signals into our minds that are inconsistent from one day to the next, then our bodies and really our lives, we don't know what actions to take. We have no clear, consistent path. And actually, these are the 3 pillars that I'm continually trying to refine for myself and really get into a place of making these automatic. And they're really the foundation of how you create a powerful, prosperous practice. It's not everything. Okay, we do have to have tactics and strategies that work in terms of how we position ourselves in our market and the media that we use, whether it's social media, whether it's the internet and articles, whether it's video, whatever it is. All of those things are important. It's not that we ignore those things, but none of those things will have the impact that we want if we ourselves cannot be clear, consistent, and resonant. Clear, consistent, and resonant, or framed as the pillars, they are clarity, consistency, and resonance. Clarity is knowing who you are, knowing what you're here to do, and being really, really clear on that in the present moment. And sure, there are a million things we could all be doing. The key is that we have to make a choice. We can't do everything. We can't be everything. And we can't act on every single idea that we have. And we can't assume every single identity that we think is cool. You know, if we want to be a rock star, but then we want to be an herbalist, it's fine. Go out and play your gigs and mix your herbs and help your patients. But at some point, we do have to choose one or the other as the primary and clear direction if we want to truly make an impact in the way that we want. And it doesn't matter which you choose. What matters is it clear? And then, can you be consistent? The consistency with which you show up with that mission, with that purpose, with that focus. That's going to determine the amount of momentum that you are able to generate. Okay? That's going to determine the amount of force that signal is going to have. Just like I was talking about the radio station, that signal being at 80 or 100 every single day. And don't think for a minute that by showing up in that consistent way and also by learning how to generate a consistent frame, a consistent narrative, and consistent language within your own mind, don't think that that doesn't have far-reaching effects. It can have effects that reach around the globe, literally. Because if you look at people who are high impact, super, super high impact people who have been able to rise the level of world fame, and that's certainly not something that I seek, nor do I believe I would probably ever fully achieve. It's not something worth seeking for its own sake. But there are a lot of people who have achieved that level, not by seeking it, but simply by being consistently in touch with, in tune with, and led by the clarity of who they are and staying consistent with that. And their message, their purpose, their music, their medicine, whatever it is that they do, impacts everybody on this planet and has been something that has touched billions of lives, not just thousands or millions.
If you're ready to fill your practice and keep it full without the stress and overwhelm, then get instant access to your free autopilot patient attraction playbook now at www.highimpactpracticesystems.com/autopilot.
The third ingredient is resonance. And what do I mean by resonance? I mean that what you choose to do and what you're choosing to spend your time doing every single day, that consistency so that you can generate momentum, it must be inspiring to you. It must be something that resonates inside of you, brings you joy, brings you a connection, something greater than yourself, to a purpose. And when you have that, what happens is that energy is transferred into your market and into the people who need your help, the people with the problems that you are offering to solve. That inspiration and that commitment and that quote unquote on a mission vibe that you have is something that inspires them to do what? To take action. See, if someone's going to end up in our office, if someone's going to end up sitting with us and giving us the opportunity to demonstrate that we are worthy of their trust and that indeed we can lead them out of where they are. We can lead them out of their pain. If someone's going to give us the opportunity to do that, they are going to have to take action. And that action is going to have to be something along the lines of maybe filling out a form on your website to request a free consultation or a first visit. If you have online booking, that first action of booking the appointment, or the action of calling your office, or whatever that action is, they have to be inspired to take that action. If you really truly want the kind of patients that are going to stick around, that are going to take seriously the work that you do, and really show up with a level of commitment that is based on a real desire for change in their lives, then your message has to inspire. It can't be about money first. It can't be 50% off this week, or here's a cheap thing for you to try. And it can't be about trying to convince them how cool what you do is. Acupuncture is so cool. Naturopathic medicine is so cool. It's not. Those are the types of people that aren't inspired. They're either seeking an inexpensive way to try something, or they want to be cool. The angle of this is cool attracts people who are doing it just because they think it's cool. When we lead with the problem, we have the chance to create that resonance with people to where they truly feel like they are getting something amazing out of this process with you. So I want to tell you right now, the momentum you generate every day is directly related to how consistent you are willing to be. And you've got to stop looking for all of that variety. You've got to stop being that person who flits from one thing to the other, hoping on a daily basis, sometimes even within the same day, thinking maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. Why did I do this? Blah, blah, blah. On a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, you can't be doing that. You have got to lock in your mindset. You have got to get clear on who you are and why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing. Then you've got to do that consistently every single day. Every single day. If you want to build the kind of momentum and force and power that is going to generate resonance in your market, that is going to generate resonance in other people and inspire them to take action. And so I invite you to hop on over to the website, pick up that Autopilot Patient Attraction Playbook. It's got some really, really good tips in there. And also, there's tons of free trainings on my website. Tons of free trainings that cover mindset, cover how to use social media, how to, again, that autopilot patient attraction algorithm, if you will. So many other things. And it's all there for you to check out. The Facebook group that I have, which is called the same title as this podcast. Look it up, jump on in there, hook up. And, I do free trainings in there every week. I do coaching in there for people. It's a great community. So I can't tell you enough how important it is to have a community and to have resources to help you grow. And, it's my joy and pleasure to provide those for you. So, yeah, hop on over there and I'll see you soon.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.